I love the lightning. Ahoy, salty dogs! Welcome to the Star Squadron server. My name is Lenscap, and this is episode number 15 on the server. We are in the eyes and ears. We're at the shipyard. There's some progress. Shipyard? No, warp gate. We're at the warp gate. I've made some progress on it, but we need a couple of more things real quick. I'm just gonna teleport really quickly back to the pod control room so I can grab a couple of blocks out of our storage, and then we can kind of finish it up. Yeah, I pretty much have the thing finished. I just need a couple of ice crystal wedges, and then I am happy to call it done at that point. We're already ready to go to the eyes and ears, so we're going to hop back here. We're going to hop into build mode on the warp gate and place these things down. I gotta set my symmetry probably, so yeah, we'll have to set symmetry, and then once I've got this set up though, we'll take a look at the warp gate and see how well she functions. We do need to place a second one as well, so we'll make a blueprint of this one, fill it out, and then place the second one. We may take a look at what it looks like in completion before. We may wait until we place the second one to actually get a good tour of the warp gate, just because I don't know, it's kind of how I feel like doing things. You never know, we might change stuff up. I always like to change things. Who knows? I don't know. But I am right now I've got this part with crystal that I did just have squares, and I wanted to kind of round it out just because there's one one more layer of detail. I've got wedges in this part, so I wanted to put wedges in the other part that uses the crystal armor. Okay, well, let's hop out of build mode here, and we definitely will look at this completed, but I want to put the other one in its place first, and then we'll kind of take a look at what my warp gate design is going to look like. We need to save the blueprint actually real quick, and then we can go to a shop and purchase one. So let's see, you can, if you're in build mode in a thing, you can hit I and go to catalog. We can save the blueprint. I'm actually going to delete, that's an older version. We're going to save blueprint cap warp gate. Alright, so now we can just go to a shop. Taking my build block with me. We can just go to a shop and buy that warp gate. We'll go to the factories on the salty shipyard and fill it out that way. And then we might travel to where the new warp gate is going to be. We'll need to get my marker beam, actually, which I have on me. Marker beam, there it is. So I will need that to be able to link up the warp gates. Let's see, where's my shop? I should be able to just do N. Yeah, there's my shop. Salty Shipyard to spawn, that's the name of my warp gate. Alright, I'm going to go buy this blueprint, and then we'll get some stuff together for it. So here we are at the salty shipyard. We have returned home once again, and we're in the pod control room. We got a little robot there. Oh, one thing I do want to point out, if you guys like these little robots, which I really like the little robots, they take a little bit of TLC. Every time I sign in, I have to tell them to start moving again. So like this guy, he's going to be backwards. If I just tell him to go. So hopefully I can hit that button, and that might switch him properly. If not, I have to hit this one and then hit that one, and that one should fix it. This guy, he's facing the right way, but he's not moving, so we'll have to hit his button, just the button right underneath him, and that should fix that one. That should get him moving again. Okay, now he's fixed, and he's moving. How about this guy in here? What's he doing? He's just standing there as well, so we'll have to hit his button too. And then he'll start moving here. There he goes. All right, so now the robots are back to life. So you got to do that every time you come to the station. Which is fine, whatever. I mean, that's just a little detail. That's cool. Okay, I wanted to open this cargo stash and put away all of the blocks I had from the shipyard. I'm done with them now. So now I can switch to my cargo and grab that blueprint back out. We'll put it here. So now we can try and fill up the blueprint. So let's see what we've got. We're gonna right click to view and then go ahead and add all. And yeah, I've got a couple of things I need to make still. So let's hop down to the crafting kind of area, and we'll take a look a little bit further at that blueprint and see what stuff we need to make. Fortunately, it's pretty close. I've got this station laid out pretty well, in my opinion. It's all kind of wibbly wobbly and sporadic and all over the place, but it actually flows a little nicer than I expected it to, and it makes a lot of sense actually with the way the layout is. All right, so info. What do we need? We need some dark gray hull still, so I'll just make I need 15,000 of them. Okay, so I can make a couple thousand of those. Wedges, I'll need about 3,000 wedges. Warp gate modules, I'm gonna have to make some of those. And the ice crystal, I thought I put in here. Did I not put the ice crystal in? Yeah, I thought that I had. But it doesn't show up. It just kind of disappears. Ice crystal does that to me. I don't know what happened to it. So we'll have to find out what happened to all that ice crystal I threw in the thing. Okay, well, I'm going to fill out the rest of this blueprint. And maybe we'll travel to near spawn where we're going to place the jump gate. I'll meet you guys there. Alright, so that was actually pretty easy. I had almost everything. I did have to go out to the shop and pick up a few more warp gate modules. I ran out of Masset crystals, so I couldn't manufacture enough of those modules. But I got a bunch of money, so I still have 3 million credits left. So I've got plenty of money to buy that kind of stuff. So we've got the blueprint ready. I'm so excited for this. Let's hop in our ship core, and actually, if we look over there, right in front of us, you can see the warp gate on my end. So now what we're going to do, we're going to have to fly out to 222, which is where, you know, obviously where you spawn in when you start a new world in StarMade. Let's see, there's 222. Now we want to put a station nearby here for our warp gate. This is kind of where we're going to make our warp gate hub. We don't, Sven suggested 2 sectors away. I think we'll just go up 2 and we'll put it in 242. That would work. If we go left 2, so my original plan was to go 223, which would put us right here. But I'm afraid that's close enough to this Pirate Alpha that it might cause some trouble. And Sven said 2 sectors away, but I think we might just do 1 sector away anyway. If we're going to have a hub right at spawn, it may as well be like right at spawn. You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll go here at 232. So let's plot path to current. And, oh, you know what we're going to have to do before we do this, actually? We are going to have to set our marker beam. I mean, I don't guess we have to, but it saves us a trip if we go ahead and set it now. So let's go ahead and fly over to this thing. This will give you guys a good look at it, I guess. And we'll take a really good overview once we spawn in the new one. Let me turn off the HUD so you can actually see kind of as we approach. I think it looks awesome. I think the warp gate looks awesome. Like, it definitely turned out really, really cool. I put some, like, lightning-y bits, and I've got my little skull design all over it. You know, branding is crucial. You got to know whose station you're going to, so... Okay, we're coming up on it now. So there's my warp gate. I think it looks great. This is the first time you guys are seeing it. We'll take a really good look at it once we spawn in the other one. But I wanted to at least give you that view. Okay, so here is where the controls are at the top. Please stop, ship. Thank you. I've got mail. Oh, I do have mail. Jace Machine sent us a letter. We'll have to read that too. Ooh, fancy. All right, let's hop out and set this marker beam. We'll read that mail in a second. Do I have my marker beam? Yes, I do. It is on 9. Now, my warp gate computer is right here in the middle. Is it in the middle? Let's see if I remember. Yeah, that's the warp gate computer. There's a permission module and a faction module here on top as well. So that's what that is. I don't have my build block with me, but that's okay. But let's go ahead and set this marker beam. I think you right-click. Marked Salty Shipyard to spawn. Okay, so now that's marked. So now I go to the other one and right and left-click on it to make it the target. And then I can but then we've only made a one-way system, so I've got to right-click on that one, travel back to this one, and left-click on this one. Yep, let's do it. I'll see you guys over near spawn. Yes, sir, that's an awfully nice container you've got. Perhaps you would allow me to stop by your shipyard and pick up a design schematic? Let me know. Signed, Jace Machine. Absolutely, Jace Machine. I'd be happy to. In fact, I went ahead and already talked to Jace Machine, and he's gonna meet us at 232, where we're gonna spawn in the warp gate, and hopefully we can. I should have brought a design with me. I'll just give him one. I don't mind to do that. But yeah, he can come back with us, and he can test the warp gate on the way home. You know, so that we can make sure that it works. All right, so here we are, 223, and I'm not sure where in the sector I am exactly, if I'm in the middle of it or whatnot. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I just jumped into this sector and slowed down, so wherever that ended up, that's where the station is going to be in the sector. From the way that I understand it, and I could be completely off base here, but if you jump to a sector, your jump drive aims for the very middle of the sector. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I understand it to work, though. So anyway, this should be super easy. All we've got to do is hop out of the ship here. We're going to fly a little ways away from it because we don't want to bump, my ship at all. Let's be a little bit further away. Like I said, I don't want to accidentally spawn it in and hurt the eyes and ears in any way. That ship is very valuable to us, as it is our only means of conveyance at the moment. Jace Machine should show up any minute. We're going to meet him here, so let's go ahead and spawn this in while we're waiting on him, though. Info spawn. And we're going to call this... Okay, we need to call this one... I'm actually not going to set it as my own faction just yet. We need to call this one Spawn to Salty Shipyard. That way you know what the gate is and where it's to. And alright, there it is. There's our beautiful warp gate. I will need to hop into build mode on it for a second and make a few changes, such as enabling my faction and making sure that it works. I'll have to hit the marker beam on it as well. So I'm going to float over there. We'll leave the eyes and ears. Well, we'll fly the eyes and ears over there. And float over there, make those changes. So, we met up with Jace Machine.
Ahoy!
Ahoy, Jace Machine! How are you, sir? And he helped us get the warp gate set up and working properly.
Well, I'm here. I can help test it.
If you want to see this whole interaction with Jace Machine, definitely check out his channel. There's a link in the description. He came over to the Salty Shipyard and grabbed a blueprint for the cargo pods. I think he plans on editing them so that they have like his design or something. I'm not quite sure, but he left us a shop in payment, which is really nice. So I definitely appreciate that. It's nice to have a shop, although we don't have anything in it yet. So I had a couple of comments about warp gates. People saying, hey, I've never made a warp gate. Is it really that difficult? Let me just tell you guys that I'm so disappointed in myself for having not done this before. This is one of the easiest things I've ever had to do in StarMade. honestly. You spawn in a station, and it's the same as any other component of StarMade. You put a computer, and then you put modules. You hook modules up to it. The modules have to be in a circle, touching 2 other modules, so kind of like how a shipyard works. But it just makes a circle. Once you've got that, you grab your marker beam, which you're given one when you spawn in. You right-click on the warp gate you want as the like the starting point, and then you left-click on the warp gate computer for the destination. Now it's a one-way system, so then you have to right-click on the second one, which in our case was this one, and then you left-click on the first warp gate to make a closed loop. So now either way you go, you know, it can go either way. You could make a highway system really easily with this as well that works similarly to how the black holes work, where you go through one, you come out another, and then you go to another, and then you go to another, kind of like that. That would be really easy to do with warp gates as well. You just link 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then you can link 3 back to 1 and make a loop that way, instead of a back and forth kind of thing. But we just did a back and forth kind of thing. We want to get from spawn to the salty shipyard and back, so that's what we only need the 2 gates for. We might have more gates in the future that make some weird loops, but we'll figure that out when we come to it. I've been flying around looking at this thing, and I had some people ask me, you know, to kind of showcase my builds a little better, give them a flyby so they can kind of see what it looks like. And I think that's a great idea. I'm definitely happy to do that. Let's even talk about a few things that I like and a few things that I don't like about this build. So, we saw in the last episode when I was constructing it that it was basically a ring with some sticking out bits, some flat panels that were power and capacitors. And you can still see that we have that going on. I just kind of made them fancy. So I added pokey out parts to the top and the bottom, the left and the right. It's kind of symmetric. It's actually symmetric along the center axis. So along this axis, left and right are the same, top and bottom are the same. So I used every like symmetry plane to make this, but I think it turned out really well. I generally avoid symmetry when possible, but with the shipyard or with the warp gate, it kind of makes sense that it's more symmetric, and it looks cool. It looks really cool. So of course we got the skulls everywhere. You know how we like to do. We got to brand everything so they know who it belongs to. On the top and the bottom are pretty plain. There's no real decoration on those, except for on the inside I put an illuminated skull there so you can see that. That way if you don't come from the side of the shipyard, you still know who's, or I keep saying shipyard, from the side of the warp gate, then you still know whose warp gate it is. I like the skulls. I like the iron. I like the orange piping, so to speak. It makes it feel like kind of like copper wires or something, and it kind of steampunks. It makes it feel kind of steampunky, which I really dig that feeling. I also like the way that the wires frame out the logo on the side too. It kind of makes it stand out. I love the lightning. I love this, and I definitely will be using this going forward. This is an awesome effect. It's just ice crystal, man, and if you leave it pixely like this, then it looks like lightning. So I think that's awesome. I found my ice crystals. You guys saw it. You saw where I put them. They were here. I pulled up my marker beam and dropped those things in there and then completely forgot about it. But you saw that. You guys knew that happened. Well, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Stay tuned. All that.